The Pakistani government has declared a national day of mourning after the worst plane crash in the country's history. 152 people were killed when the plane crashed into steep hills on the outskirts of the capital, Islamabad. Health officials say DNA analysis will be needed to identify the remains of many victims. South Asia correspondent Sally Sarah reports.
Distraught relatives gathered at Karachi airport. They prepared to board a special flight to Islamabad to collect the remains of family members killed in yesterday's air disaster. Young newlyweds were among the victims.
My daughter and my son-in-law were on board. They were married 4 days ago. They tied the nuptial knot on July 23, on Friday.
The Air Blue flight crashed into the hillside after losing contact with air traffic control during bad weather. All 152 passengers and crew were killed. Scores of distressed relatives gathered outside hospitals in Islamabad. They prayed for survivors, but only bodies were unloaded instead. Health officials say they'll need to use DNA to identify the severely burnt remains of the victims.
We
are working on the identification, like clothes and other elements. As and when we get information, we'll make it available.
In Karachi, 70-year-old Abdul Ghani was left to mourn the loss of his son and his son's family. They were on the flight to start a summer holiday in northern Pakistan.
He came to say goodbye before he left, and I told him that the weather was quite bad.
Grief-stricken family members were still struggling to accept the loss of relatives they had seen only hours earlier. The flight data recorder from the Airbus 321 aircraft has been found. Investigators will now try to find out what caused the deadliest plane crash on Pakistani soil. Sally Sarah, ABC News.